Good afternoon. You are in time for the Lunchtime News. A very warm welcome to the broadcast. My name is Irene Muchuma. On sign language interpretation this afternoon, we have Susan Thuku. Let's interact on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Our top focus this afternoon, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has vowed to sustain the fight against illicit brews, drug and substance abuse in the Mount Kenya region. The Deputy President, who spoke when he met with members, said there are people hell-bent on scuttling the agenda.
Many people are trying to sell me fear that these people who drink are the ones who drink and the ones who sell are very active politically, and my political life can come to an end. If that will bring our political career to an end, so be it. I don't think there is any need for any leader to lead a drunken population.
This succession we have been shown by the previous levels of politics. The Deputy President automatically is becoming the President. What is wrong in our Deputy President becoming the President? And why would they have a problem with it?
To security concerns, one person has been killed and several others injured in a shooting along the Baragoi Highway in the county of Samburu. The shooting, which lasted several hours, involved raiders who cut off the Baragoi Highway and waylaid motorists heading to Baragoi and Mararal.
Jana nilikuwa naenda saidi ya Baragoi, tukapatana na ajali, tukapatana na bandit na wakatushambulia hapo center Morijo.
Na wakati tunaongea hivi sasa ni kwamba hata mmoja wao ambaye alikuwa ni mwanaume ameshapewa ruhusa ya kwenda nyumbani, manake alishapata nafuu. Kwa hivyo sasa hivi tumebaki na wawili hapa hospitalini, ambaye ni mama ambaye tuko naye hapa mmoja, na kuna mtoto mmoja wa miaka 12 ambao katika wodi ya watoto.
Sikia rais akiongea, na sio mara moja ameongea mara mingi, na juzi tena nikasikia amesema kuna vifaa ambaye ni hali ya juu wamepata ya kusuluhisha hiyo maneno. Mimi ningependa kuambia serikali, tafadhali fanyeni hivyo haraka. Hii maneno ya kuwazika watu kila siku na majeraha kila siku, na sisi hatujaenda kushambulia mtu yeyote, hatujaenda kuiba mifugo ya mtu yeyote, ni hao ndo wanatufanya sisi hivyo kwa upande mmoja. Tafadhali serikali muingilie kati.
Residents of Olmoran, Rumuruti and surrounding areas of Laikipia West constituency took to the streets to protest against what they termed as runaway banditry in the region. The residents say the recent shooting of rancher Lucy Jennings calls for tougher measures against the vice.
Frustrated residents expressed their concerns about the escalating attacks by bandits. They accused law enforcement agencies of laxity despite the numerous reports of attacks.
Limesemekana hii ofisi inahusika na hao watu kwa njia ya ukora. Kwa nini hata before ule mwenye ameibiwa apewe OB number ya claims, kwa sababu is the complainant? Wale walifu wametangulia na wakafanya mkutano. Mulikuwa mnagawa nini?
I don't know whether it is you or who, but there's somebody ambaye anakunywa pombe hapa. Each and everyone in Kenya ako na right kutunzwa na mali yake.
A group of youth and elders representing families severely affected called upon the Ministry of Interior to intervene in the matter.
Mueleze ya kwamba sisi tunataka ng'ombe zetu na tunataka kupata amani hapa Kerema na Laikipia nzima. Mtu akiwa na shughuli zake ambazo ni halali afanye bila kusumbuliwa.
Kwa hivyo tunawapea siku 5. Tutachukua hiyo ng'ombe. Na mkishindwa, wache hii mambo iende mpaka serikali kuu ijulikane kabisa hii constituency ya Laikipia West na yote hakuna serikali.
Kirima Sub-County Deputy County Commissioner John Orata assured residents, urging them to remain calm. He assured the community that the government, through its security officers, is committed to recovering all stolen animals, aiming to restore normalcy in the region.
Tatizo la wizi wa mifugo halijaanza jana wala juzi, lakini tiba yake iko miongoni mwetu sisi wote, tukishirikiana kwa kimawazo na kwa nia moja kwamba hatutaki kutumia ubaya kuleta ubaya zaidi, bali nataka kutumia mbinu ambayo ni mwafaka itatusaidia kurejesha ile mifugo.
John Junge for Lunchtime News.
Malizika na ile ambayo imeibwa.
At least 1,000 flood victims who have been camping in Garissa have received relief food aid and other supplies from the Muslim World League as they anticipate returning to their original homes by the end of the month. Speaking during the distribution exercise, the association's country director, Dr. Hassan Mohammed Idris, said that in addition to the food aid, his organization will be looking for ways to help them in rebuilding their houses that were destroyed by the flash floods. The flood-affected victims are mainly from Ziwani, Bakuyu and Madingeni areas along the Tana River.
Leo hapa tumekuja kuwaletea msaada huu ambao umekusanya ndani yake takriban kilo 5 za sukari, kilo 5 za mchele, mafuta lita 2 na sima kadhalika kilo 5, na pia kuna chumvi kilo 1, na tukapata pia blanket pamoja na neti ambapo vitu vitawasaidia kutokana na shida hii ambayo imewapata.
Tumeketi hapa angalau tupate msaada na pesa ya kujenga nayo manyumba. Hatuna manyumba, ndio kitu kimetuketisha hapa mpaka wa leo. Tunashukuru kwa ile msaada tulipata leo. Tulipata chakula, brangeti, neti. Tunashukuru sana.
Na kila saa sisi tukiwa wakaaji wa Iftin, tukiwa viongozi wa hapa, huwa tunawapokea na huwa tunawasaidia hawa kwa njia moja na wengine, ikiwa serikali yetu ikiwa kwa mstari ya mbele kuwasaidia na serikali wa county na wafadhili wengine ambao wanasaidia kama World Muslim League na wengine.
Makueni Governor Mtula Kilonzo Jr. has downplayed the proposal to transfer management of early childhood development education to the national government, terming it unconstitutional. The governor has also faulted the national government for withholding funds for supporting the devolved ECDE function. Speaking in Watertown, where he presided over a ceremony to officially confirm 365 ECDE teachers who had been working on contractual terms within the county, Kilonzo said the governors will not bow to pressure from the national government and let the early childhood education be managed by the national government as proposed by the Presidential Working Party for Education Reforms.
Instead of national government giving us county resources to hire more teachers and build better classrooms, they are busy building other classrooms and taking our teachers. Kuna mtu Nairobi, mafikira yake inarudi nyuma. But we, the Council of Governors, are convinced 100% that this function must remain at counties. Wakweni including ensuring that within our means, we can ensure that our ECD teachers are well taken care of. And
if you have money, cabinet secretary, and the national government that you want to help the ECD with, first devolve and allow the resources for early childhood education, which you have never released up to now because you are using the current allocation. Yeah. The governors are strongly, there was a gazette notice, it was revoked. The early childhood education has never been unbundled and the national government is holding the resources.
Parents and pupils of Oloisonkoyo Primary School in Narok North Sub-County are demanding the transfer of school head teacher over poor performance. The parents say the school posted unacceptable results in last year's Kenya Certificate of Primary Education and something must be done to avoid a repeat of the same. They are accusing the head teacher of engaging in farming activities and ignoring his core duty.
ni kulima, ni kupalilia, ni watoto wanapalilia shule, ana mtu wa kibarua. Ndio anapalilia shule. Tumesema Manywele aende. Hatumtaki Manywele. Tumeteseka mateso mingi.
As parents here of Olisongoyo is about Manywele. It's about performance of our school. It's about performance of our school. So we ask the government, which is concerned with the education, to intervene with our school. An amicable solution to be taken upon our school.
The national government, in partnership with the county government of Kajiado, has begun expanding existing schools and building new ones to accommodate learners in Kajiado North. Kajiado North Member of Parliament Onesmus Ngogoyo says the infrastructural development, which is being supported by the National Government Constituency Development Fund, will go a long way in boosting learning in the region.
Ilikuwa mashule 14, sasa Kajiado North tuko na mashule 15 za serikali kuanzia Ngong kufika mpaka hapa Ongata Rongai. Na niseme tumepiga hatua kubwa kwa sababu wakaji wa area hii wametupatia support. Hii ardhi ni ya serikali, it is owned by the county government, na wametupatia tuweze kujenga. Na licha ya hiyo tumepata hata an interim board, watu ambao wataweza kusimamia na tuweze kuendelea na kufanya kazi.
Tana River Governor Gov Godana is calling on the government and other humanitarian organizations to step in and help families affected by recent floods in the county. Godana said many families lost their livelihoods in the floods that were caused by recent El Niño rains. The affected families have been surviving on relief aid from the county government and other humanitarian organizations.
Our emphasis this time is a total shift from the way we've been handling things. And the focus, more of the focus is on now settling the people higher, different from what traditionally we used to do, the humanitarian part of relief supplies and throughout the generations. That means then that we are shutting down completely some of the social facilities in the flooding area and moving to settle higher so that people now can enjoy those services. We are starting to set up our schools afresh. We are starting to put our health centers afresh. We are starting to relocate and put up new administrative offices, security facilities.
Let's get to politics. The Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, is putting strategies in place to ensure that it registers more members in the party. Malindi Member of Parliament Amina Mnyazi has revealed that the party will continue rolling out the mass registration exercise in all parts of the country to shore up its membership ahead of the next general election.
The Orange Democratic Movement Party is putting its house in order by pushing for more membership. Malindi legislator Amina Mnyazi said the defections witnessed last week for key members of the Pamoja African Alliance Power Party was just the beginning of many other similar defections that the party still enjoyed a lot of support in the country.
Kama mulivyoona juzi, kuna wafuasi wa PA wenye ambao wametoka katika chama cha PA wameingia katika chama cha ODM. Sasa wale ni watu ambao wametoka katika chama cha serikali wamekuja katika chama cha upinzani. Na huu ndo ni mwanzo tu. Nataka niwahakikishie by the time ikifika 2026 kuna vigogo wengi hata ndani ya UDA watakuja huku kwetu ODM.
She made the remarks at Kijitwenga Secondary School during the official launch of toilets. However, the lawmaker regretted to see hundreds of students who have not yet joined Form 1 due to harsh economic times that have made it difficult for many parents to facilitate them.
Kama kawaida yetu target yetu haishuki less than 2500 students wenye ambao huwa tunaweza kuwasaidia ama kuwapatia ufadhili kwa kupitia NGCDF. Lakini pesa bado pia vile vile hazitoshi, wanafunzi bado vile vile bado ni wengi pale nje, na kama nyinyi mnavyojua hali ya uchumi saizi mambo yamekuwa magumu.
Timothy Kipnusu for Lunchtime News.
Away from politics, the Hindu community in Kenya organized a rally to celebrate the consecration of Ram Lala in Nairobi County. The Pran Pratishta, which was replicated the world over, marks the culmination of a long and arduous journey for millions of Ram devotees.
The government of Kenya is a signatory for all the international conventions for the preservation of culture and for the preservation of all our institutions of heritage, religious heritage and cultural heritage. And in our government, it is our belief that all religions are important and all religions are equal. And so therefore, all religions respect and they represent part of human dignity.
We are celebrating here, all Indians, you can see around, that how much they are happy and furious and anxious that our Lord has reached at his destination place, Ayodhya, in his own temple.
The National Assembly and on Housing and Urban Planning Committee is this hour conducting public participation on affordable housing bill. And I do understand right now the Nairobi woman representative is speaking. Let's cross over and listening.
Tukisikia watu wanaishi nyumba ndogo ikichomeka wanapoteza kila kitu na si yeye peke yake, jirani nzima wanaenda. Huyo mama ambaye ametoka Park Road, Mildred, amezungumza vile alitoa watoto wake Kibra, ameingia Park Road, akona boundary wall, anaona watoto wake wako safe. Na amezungumza kitu ya maana, kwa interest rate iko juu sana. Housing levy inataka kuleta interest rate iwe chini kabisa, au tukitoa tax nzuri labda hata hiyo interest rate haitakuwa. Kitu ingine tunataka kuhakikisha kwa mtu kama Mildred ambao amejitokeza kununua nyumba, hiyo housing levy pia tuangalie vile tunaweza kusaidia wale ambao walianza mlango ya kwanza kwenda kutafuta hizo manyumba. Kwa sababu amenililia mara nyingi sana. Ameniambia, mama, hii kodi imekuwa kubwa sana kwangu. Na saa zingine wajua maisha inakuleta vibaya. Sisi tumesikia kama watu wa committee. Na tunashukuru hao pia wa Nairobi ambao wamefika hapa pia. Tutasikiza kila kitu ambao mmezungumza na tutahakikisha sheria itawapendeleza nyinyi kutoka chini mpaka juu. Kila mtu apate nyumba ya maana na aone kuwa kweli Kenya ni yao. Kenya ni yetu sisi sote, si ndio? Tusikufe moyo, tuangalie vile tunaweza kusupport serikali ili tuweze kwenda mbele pamoja. Asanteni, Mungu awabariki.
Asante mheshimiwa. Pia tuko na mheshimiwa wa Nairobi, mheshimiwa Karauri.
Asante chairman. Sasa unajua mimi ni member wa committee, sijui pia nitoe maoni yangu kama mbunge wa Nairobi. Kwa hivyo chairman, mtanikubali tu kidogo tu niongee kidogo kwa sababu watu wangu wako hapa. Lakini kazi yetu asante. Shida ya housing ni shida ya Nairobi, si ndio? Na unajua KJ amesema kitu muhimu sana. Tuko na miaka 60 kutoka tupate independence. Zile shida tulikuwa nazo kutoka wakati huo bado tuko na hizo shida. Sisi kama Wakenya tunafaa tujiulize, mbona hizo shida bado tuko nazo mpaka leo, si ndio? Ndio nasema vitu zingine zikiletwa, ukiangalia manifesto tukiingia election, na mimi unajua mimi nitaguliwa kama independent Nairobi. Kwa hivyo mimi sikuwa na manifesto. Mimi ile manifesto najua kulikuwa na manifesto ya Azimio na ya UDA, si ndio? Mimi manifesto yangu ilikuwa ya mimi na watu wangu wa Kasarani, si ndio? Lakini manifesto zote mbili ziliongea mambo ya housing, ukweli ama uongo? Sasa tuko hapa kama wabunge ndio tujue vile tutaimplement, tuhakikishe kama hata tuko miaka 60 baada ya independence, saa hizi ndio tuanze kutekeleza hizo vitu zote. Si ati hatuna shida. Watu wengi sasa hata hawaendi shule, si ndio? Hata school fees ni shida. Maji hatuna. Shida ni mingi, lakini lazima tuanze kutatua hizo shida kama viongozi. Tusiseme hizo shida tuzisukume tungoje kesho. Lazima kutoka leo tuanze kutatua hizo shida. Na leo tumekuja tukawasikiza. Unajua kazi yetu ni kuwasikiza, si ndio? Kitu moja kubwa ni hiyo mmesema ya affordability. Lazima wale watu wako hapa waweze kuafford hizo nyumba. Kama hawezi afford, hakuna shida, tumetatua. Ukweli ama uongo? Si ni ukweli? Na tumesikia mambo ya deposit. Ndio nimesema hapa tuko kuja kuwasikiza. Wacha niwapatie mfano. Watu wa FKI wamekuja wakasema watu wengine wasilipe hiyo levy, si ndio? Alafu mama fulani akakuja akasema watu walazimishwe kulipa. Sinaona hizo ni kitu tofauti. Lakini sasa sisi tukienda tuketi chini tujue vile tutatua, kwa sababu the main thing kuhakikisha watu wameketi kwa nyumba. Hiyo ni kitu muhimu sana. Kitu cha pili imekuwa changamoto kubwa ni wale watu wanaishi kwa hiyo area wapate hizo nyumba, si ndio? Ndio tumekuja tuwasikize tujue tutawekaje kwa sheria tuhakikishe wakazi wa hapo wanaweza kuafford na waingie kwa hizo nyumba. Si ndio? Alafu watu wangu wa Kasarani hata mjanitetea mseme pia Kasarani tujengewe nyumba bana. Kitu kingine tunafaa tuweke, at least aliongea akasema tuhakikishe, especially unajua huku enyewe ni shamba la mawe. Si ndio? Kama vile Meja Donka amesema. Shida hiyo ya urbanization huku ndio tunasikia uchungu sana Nairobi. Huku ndio tuko na hiyo shida. Na pia sisi pale Kasarani Ruai tuko na shamba kubwa sana. I think hakuna shamba kama hiyo Nairobi. So hizo affordable housing tujaribu tufikishe kila eneo la Nairobi na nchi nzima. Kwa sababu hizi shida zikikosa kutatuliwa leo itakuwa shida kubwa sana kesho kwa watoto wetu. Kwa hivyo msitaongea sana, ni kuwashukuru sana kwa kujitokeza. Naambianga watu hii process ya kujenga sheria sio sisi peke yetu, ni pia nyinyi, si ndio? Kujitokeza mnaonyesha nyinyi mtakuwa involved na hiyo process. Kwa hivyo nawashukuru sana sana, asanteni. Tumesikia maoni yenu. Kwa report yetu tutaandika vile mmesema. Hiyo mambo ya deposit tutaangalia sana. Mambo ya kusubsidize ndio hizi nyumba zikuwe affordable lazima tuangalie. Kwa sababu nyumba kama si affordable, sheria hakuna mtu inasaidia, si ndio? Kwa hivyo asanteni sana. Mungu awabariki sana.
Makofi tena. Asante. Sasa tunaenda kwa waheshimiwa wa committee and na mnajua tunasafiri wa so let us try as much as possible to nini kidogo. Tuanzie Mkunji. Thank you.
A section of members of parliament giving their take in regards to the affordable housing in the country. This in line with the government's agenda of improving housing in the country. Now, in other news this afternoon, the Kenya Red Cross Society has kicked off a campaign in the county of Samburu aimed at sensitizing bodaboda operators against gender-based violence. The campaign focuses on the rising cases of GBV in the area and explores ways of taming the vice.
Increasing cases of gender-based violence in remote areas of Samburu County have caused a major concern for stakeholders. It is for this reason that the Kenya Red Cross is conducting a sensitization campaign against the vice. It appraised boda riders in the area who acknowledged the presence of the vice.
Hatutabeba tena mtu bila kuuliza maswali. Tukibeba tukiitwa hata kazi unaanza kuuliza unaenda wapi? Unaanza kuchunguza kwa sababu tunataka hiyo kitu iteremke sana kwa sababu tumefunzwa na tumeona tunataka kuteremsha iende chini.
Leo unapigwa mwanaume huwezi ongelelea based on the social norms yenye tumewekewa kama wanaume, but I think it's the high time we have to talk about ourselves, to express, we explain zenye tunapitia zote.
Domestic violence, let's say around 5 to 10 cases per month, and then in early intermarriages it's around, let's say 5 to 10 in a month too.
Kenya Red Cross said sensitization is key in combating it.
Through the engagements, they are able to share the stories of different GBV within their areas, and also we are able to enlighten them on how they can facilitate the prevention process and also in the response process in case they get someone who has been violated.
Ikiwa wewe unapatikana na uko na hii habari, iwe wewe ni mtu wa bodaboda, wewe ni mtu wa nyumba 10 ama mwananchi yoyote, uko na habari ya hizi dhulma na mtu amepata dhulma wa aina yeyote, iwe rape, iwe defilement, iwe mambo yoyote ile ambayo imefanyika na hujaripoti, kuna hatua ambayo tutachukua.
The campaign aims to teach the riders on safety measures and how they can be ambassadors in helping end GBV. Serafina Robi for Lunchtime News.
Glad you're watching the Lunchtime News. We are taking our first commercial break. We'll be back with more news, including the ones making headlines in the world of business and sports. Stay with us.
KBC Channel 1 magazine programs strive to disseminate news and information.
Welcome to Happening in the World of Entertainment
and achievements of individuals navigating through life.
Be part of the intelligent conversation. Upper KBC Channel 1.
Related to the interest of Kenyan public on various subjects of national importance.
Wasigaribu tujifunze.
Keeping you up to date with the latest tech news,
challenges and remarkable stories of individuals with disabilities.
And you have a say.
Our magazine programs empower communities with words for conversations and a common language to approach the world.
For your infotainment needs, we have a great range of programs.
Emmanuel Banda goes for goal. What an attempt. Emmanuel Banda. That's a super save from Manula.
Super save from Manula, especially.
Across Africa, a new era has begun, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way. A better Africa.
Glad you're watching the Lunchtime News. Welcome back. Now, the public service vehicle operators in Migori County have decried the poor state of the main bus station in the county. They say during the rainy season, it is impossible to run a business due to the potholes in the station. Led by their deputy leader, Daniel Awino, they said the operators have been forced to wear gumboots because of the water and mud in the station, noting that travelers have had to endure this sorry state whenever they are boarding the vehicles. They have urged the county government to move with speed and renovate the station, making it conducive for business.
Ni mama yao. Ikinyesha, jamani ni shida. Hata hakuna shade yenyewe imebomoka, ambao wenzetu ambao ni wasafiri wanapata shida mvua ikianza. Kuna tatizo sana, wananyeshewa, kupanda gari ndani ya stage inakuwa ni shida, ni maji tupu.
Tulikaa na governor, alisema atatengeneza. Bado tunamkumbusha stage iendelee vizuri, haja aone hiyo stage atengeneze. Sisi ni watu wake, na unajua watu wako ndio unalinda.
He served as the Minister for Research, Science and Technology, Commerce and Industry. Now this week on the cabinet, we focus on Joseph Kirugi Laibon Mumkindia, who served in President Daniel Arap Moi's administration. Take a look.
Joseph Kerugi Laiboni Mukindia was a chemical engineer by profession. He had worked with different oil companies. His last assignment before he ventured into politics was as a planning and supply manager at Kobil Petroleum Limited, formerly known as Mobil Oil Company. He had previously worked with the Kenya Petroleum Refineries Limited, having joined the government-owned company in 1974 after graduating from the University of Surrey in the United Kingdom. He left the corporation in 1979 to work with Kobil, a multinational corporation. As a newcomer into politics, Kerugi Joseph Laiboni Mukindia took many by surprise following his dramatic victory in the 1988 general election. Even in his home district of Meru, he was not well known. He defeated two veteran politicians, Julius Muthamia and Gennaro Gituma, in the parliamentary race for Meru Southwest constituency, later named Central Limenti. After winning in 1988, he was appointed Assistant Minister for Energy. Mukindia worked in different ministries as a cabinet minister under President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. In December 1991, Kenya's political landscape changed as several political parties were registered. In the Mount Kenya region, Mwai Kibaki formed the Democratic Party, and Kenneth Matiba, one of the leaders who had been detained for agitating multipartyism, formed the Forum for Restoration of Democracy for the Sili. KANU reacted by restructuring its presence in Meru. Moi appointed Mukindia Minister for Research, Science and Technology to replace George Mohoho, who had left KANU to join DP. Mukindia faced the 1992 general election in an area that supported the opposition. In 1988, he defied the odds in Imenti Central by retaining the seat on a KANU ticket against three opposition candidates. President Moi reappointed him to the cabinet, this time in the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. He was among the most articulate ministers in Parliament, ably answering every question raised by the opposition. The minister also made bold decisions. In the early 1990s, he stripped the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry of its mandate to issue ordinary certificates of origin to local exporters. This prompted protests from several entrepreneurs. He took the decision after it was found that some foreign and local entrepreneurs were exporting non-Kenyan products to other markets using fraudulent local certificates of origin. The entrepreneurs were purporting that the products being exported were manufactured in Kenya. His strong defense of the ruling party and the government earned him criticism and attempts to oust him from the position of Meru KANU branch vice chairman. In 1997, he was transferred to the Ministry of Energy before the general election held in December. He lost the seat to Gitobu Imanyara and won it back in 2001 as a National Rainbow Coalition candidate, only to lose it to Imanyara again in 2007. He unsuccessfully contested the seat again in 2017. Jackie Wambiru, The Cabinet.
Welcome to Channel 1 Business. Some M-Pesa paybill customers have since yesterday been left stranded and unable to transact following a technical hitch that has disrupted the service. Safaricom shared out social media posts notifying customers of the disruption of the service last night and this morning. The telco says its technical team is working to resolve the issue.
M-Pesa services are facing disruption for the second time within 2 weeks, this time round affecting the Payo service. 2 weeks ago, the mobile money platform faced disruption as schools opened in an issue that was resolved after several hours. And on Monday, the service was again affected, this time around affecting the Payo service. Last night, Safaricom posted on X informing customers that they were experiencing service intermittency with Payo payments that resulted in some transactions not being completed on M-Pesa. The issue persisted to this morning, prompting Safaricom to issue another customer alert saying they were experiencing a recurring service intermittency affecting some Payo payments, adding that the issue was under resolution by the technical teams, pledging to inform the customers once normal services resume. Trevor Ngindo for Lunchtime News.
Farmers in arid and semi-arid lands are set to be trained on how to embrace smart farming practices to mitigate the negative effects of climate change. The training being done by a non-governmental organization that advances social justice in marginalized communities is aimed at empowering farmers to grow food production.
The training will focus on use of farming methods that help increase organic matter in the soil, which increases its ability to retain water. From the training, farmers will gain expertise on sustainable food production while also taking care of the environment.
Once they see the vegetables zikiwa sinanawiri vizuri, watataka kujua kwa nini sinanawiri hivyo. Sawa. Na wakija wanaelezwa. Wanaona kumbe you can do this one, the least application of water.
To prepare a carbon bed, one has to dig a 4-meter flat surface, fill it with dry matter such as dried grass, then put some soil on top. After that, green grass is added to the soil, and finally, at the very top, place some soil that is mixed with manure to cover it, then some water is poured into it, and it's ready for planting any crop. This helps in retaining water in plants for use, especially during dry periods.
The carbon beds, we are having fresh vegetables, and the use of water was minimal. So the community and the children have embraced the idea.
The smart practice has also been inculcated in schools through the 4K clubs, where they can make their own carbon beds for food production.
When you're having this conversation with children about climate change, about sustainable food production and consumption, we're actually transferring the same knowledge to the children for the future.
The non-governmental organization behind the idea also plans to extend it to more schools. Ndutamo Kami for Lunchtime News.
Cotton farmers in Busia have signed a deal with Rivertex Agriculture and Food Authority, County Government of Busia, as well as the Cooperative Bank to facilitate payment of 72 shillings per kilo immediately they deliver their produce to granaries. Busia Governor Dr. Paul Otoma says negotiations for higher prices for cotton are ongoing, and the 72 shillings per kilo is a fair price for a start.
Cotton production has reduced from a high of 13,000 metric tons in 1986 to an estimated 7,000 metric tons last year. This has been partly blamed on low price being paid for cotton lint by generals after the liberalization of the market in the late 1980s that allowed importation of mitumba clothes nearly killed the local textile industry. Efforts by the government to boost cotton production are starting to bear fruit, with more farmers now embracing cotton farming. Now, cotton farmers in Busia have signed a deal with Rivertex, Agriculture and Food Authority, County Government of Busia, and Cooperative Bank to sell their produce at 72 shillings per kilo.
Sisi tu kusema tunashia hii market ya pamba, tutatengeneza, tutafanya also mpango na Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, sisi wote tufanye pamoja. Na uzuri ya kununua vitu kwa it is actually government does not require procurement procedures. G2G is allowed in Kenya, allowed by BPRA, allowed by BPDA, so we are there to work together in excellence.
Dr. Tuma is challenging cotton farmers to redouble their efforts and increase the acreage under the cash crop to 100,000 acres this year to benefit from the ready markets.
Nataka cooperatives na wakulima mshirikiane na hii watu ya agriculture na department ya agriculture tuweze kutoa mraba kwa wingi na hiyo essential services ya kuwasaidia kuimprove production, kwa sababu ile umesikia profesa akizungumza pale ndani, kuna mwingine unatoa labda kilo 300 kwa eka, hiyo sio nzuri. Tunataka tuende kilo 1000, ikiwa chini kabisa labda ya Busia iwe zaidi ya kilo 800.
The farmers say embracing GMO cotton has seen them increase production. Edna Murungi for Lunchtime News.
An American airline says it expects to lose money in the next 3 months to March this year due to the grounding of Boeing 737 MAX 9 jets. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration has grounded 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircrafts after an unused door broke away mid-flight. United Airlines has 79 of the grounded aircrafts in its fleets. Here now are the details of this and other stories making headlines around the globe.
Of the grounded 171 Boeing 737 MAX 9 aircrafts, United Airlines has 79 of the aircraft, followed by Alaska Airlines. Both airlines have been forced to cancel hundreds of flights this month as inspections are carried out. United expects the planes to remain grounded until 26 January, and its forecast assumes it won't be able to fly them at all this month. On Sunday, the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration said another older 737-900ER model should also be inspected as they use the same door design. United has 136 of these jets in its fleet. Boeing says it will increase the quality of inspections in its manufacturing processes in wake of the incident involving an Alaska Airlines aircraft whose unused emergency exit door blew out while mid-air. Meanwhile, Sony's Indian arm has scrapped a planned merger with Z Entertainment, which would have formed one of India's largest entertainment groups. The $10 billion merger, first announced 2 years ago, was set to combine more than 75 television channels, film assets, and 2 streaming platforms. Sony says merger conditions have not been met, but there have been reports of a disagreement over leadership. In response, Z said it could take legal action against Sony. The closing date for the deal had been set as 20th January, but Sony said this was not met as, among other things, the closing conditions to the merger were not certified by then. Finally, the cryptocurrency company behind the crash, Terra USD and Luna tokens, has filed for bankruptcy in the US. Terraform Labs tokens collapsed in May, losing $40 billion of their value and contributing to the so-called crypto crash of 2022. Co-founder Don Kwon is currently in jail in Montenegro after having been found guilty of forging documents. He has been charged with defrauding investors by U.S. regulators and is awaiting extradition. He also faces fraud charges in South Korea, his native country, so could be extradited there. A third legal case is ongoing in Singapore, where the company is registered.
Welcome to Channel 1 Sports. The Lang National of Equatorial Guinea defeated the Elephants of Ivory Coast 4-0 on home soil at the ongoing CAF 2023 Africa Cup of Nations to stamp their authority at the top of A, heading into the knockout stage. In another match, Super Eagles of Nigeria beat Guinea-Bissau 1-0 to progress to the last 16.
This might be a chance, it's a goal! It's an excellent goal from Emilio Nsue, number 4 in this tournament for Equatorial Guinea's captain. So, can they get a second here? They can! Oh my word! Pablo got it! Oh, we could be on for another one. Miranda and Sueyo, number 3. Oh my word! Unbelievable. Payo and Sueyo with yet another. Taking it into the Ivorian half. Punched away. Number 4. Scored by Yannick Busia.
Picks up on the left-hand side. A great opportunity. Surely it's in the back of the net. Oh, wow. And it's an own goal. Smashed in. Crashed in by Opa Sangante.
Record holders Egypt advanced to the last 16 of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations after drawing 2-2 with Blue Sharks of Cape Verde in a tough Group B encounter. In another match, the Black Stars of Ghana were eliminated from the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations after they conceded 2 late goals to draw with Mambas of Mozambique at the Alassane Ouattara Stadium on Monday night.
That man who's looking super dangerous. They're trying to get a shot in. Oh, there's a goal! Cape Verde have scored! Unbelievable! This is remarkable! The Blue Sharks have done it again! It's that man! The shake of the head from Pizarro says it. For a shot. No, it's not a shot. Oh, that's a beautiful one too! Look at that for an excellent shot! And it's in the back of the net! It's a goal! Didn't think it wasn't, but it is! It's gone in! Trezeguet! Trezeguet is the man! Unbelievable! That's a high ball over the top. It's there! It's there! It's in the back of the net! They've done it! Egypt have scored! Can't believe it! Unbelievable! Mustafa Mohamed! Oh my word! Incredible scenes! People will be big time, but they're on the attack, and it's the Blue Sharks who can't let go now. The ball comes across, great save. Oh, that's a chance! It's in the back of the net. They've scored! The Blue Sharks have just ended Egypt's chances of qualification, or have they? No, they haven't, because it's 2-2 between Ghana.
Beautiful football moments captured right here on KBC Channel 1. Remember, AFCON Echo KBC, and this will be stretching all through to February, so be sure to keep it KBC Channel 1. Now to tennis. 4th seed Coco Seed Golf played nowhere near her best, but still managed to scrape past Ukraine's Marta Kotsiouko and reached the Australian Open semi-finals. The 19-year-old American made 51 unforced errors and hit just 17 winners in a 7-6, 6-7, 6-2 victory. All right, so going through some of your comments, and we are grateful. Gindinji Maina, thank you for keeping it KBC Channel 1. Trempe Msioki, thank you also for keeping it KBC Channel 1 all the way from Machakos, as well as Julius Joseph. The list could go on and on, but just a few acknowledgements I've been able to make. And on that note, we come to the end of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. For more news, do log on to www.kbc.co.ke. On behalf of the entire team behind this broadcast, thank you for your time, thank you for your feedback. My name is Irene. Muchuma Udim on sign language interpretation. We have Susan Thuku. Till some other time, good afternoon.